Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to the briefing on Wednesday, the 11th of January. I just put the overnight chart on just to show you that this is the cold front that went through here at around about 9 o'clock last night, whistling onto the continent, and this is the next bits and pieces that are lining themselves up towards us. And if you watch the BBC forecast this morning, you would look at it and think, oh my goodness, it's going to be really grim and I'll stay indoors all day. It was quite a negative forecast. But what it does say, if you look out the window now, it's quite nice, but it will be deteriorating as the day goes on. So it's definitely a matter of making the most of the morning, because the afternoon's likely to be going downhill fairly rapidly. Because if you move the chart on 12 hours, you can see developing low pressure here and the trough lines and fronts heading towards us with heavier outbursts of rain, certainly for this afternoon. Risk of showers this morning, but heavier this afternoon. And the isobars definitely tightening up, as you'll see. Pressure is fairly low, 1008, so it's pretty unstable air mass. Never great when Farnborough's sort of three lines of a TAF. The key points, 230, 10 knots, it's probably about that out there now. So southwesterly. For most of the day, it's going to be in that direction. And then you've got lots of prob 30s and prob 40s and tempos chucked in there. The key bits are the risk of showers this morning from now till about 2 o'clock. Prob 30 is a light risk. Wind picking up as the morning goes on, 16 gusting 28, and then in the afternoon as the showers sort of pep up and the front system gets towards us, Farnborough saying 20 gusting 38 in the afternoon. Nowhere else is giving quite as strong a sort of gust factor. Gatwick are only sort of 32, I think they were 30, and that 35 overnight, and Heathrow were the same. So seem to be ahead of everywhere else in terms of the strength of the wind. But I think there will be some really hefty showers this afternoon. It'll probably be a case of flying in the morning and then deciding when the wind just becomes too strong, we need to pack up. So upper winds, yeah, they're going to be strong from the get-go, really. Probably 35 to 40 knots at flying heights from the start, really, and just getting a little bit stronger during the day. BBC was suggesting by 5 o'clock the winds would be 40 knots. So yeah, it's getting fairly windy as the day goes on. Sat pic shows the front going through, and that's the weak front. The main front is actually here, the weak front that went in after it. We're in a clear spell, but you can see the bright white bits here are showers, and then they're running along the Welsh Peninsula there and across this way, dying out fairly quickly, and again running down the channel. And you can see that from the rainfall radar, that these just sort of die out as they come across here. But what we're looking at really is the stuff that's more developed over Ireland and will be heading towards us later in the day. Temperature wise, not going to feel warm out there. Last couple of days have been about the same, 8-9 degrees. Bit of a wind chill to that, so chilly, but it should be okay being out there. Not going to get frozen too quickly. What have Top Meteo got to say about it? Again, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, clear. Lots of showers out to the west over the Bristol Channel and the Irish Sea. And as the day goes on, they slowly progress this way. They're talking really about them dying out as they head towards us. Just be isolated showers by the afternoon. BBC were a little bit more from sort of 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, really quite heavy showers and more continuous bits of rain was their forecast. Winds, because they are going to be the real factor today. Let's look at the sort of wind strength. First thing this morning, showing it quite light there, sort of gusts of up to 20 knots initially. But as you roll the day forward, that's 10 o'clock, it's getting up towards 30 knots, the green bands. And then in the afternoon, from 2 o'clock, you start to get more of the oranges, which means the gusts are heading towards 35 knots plus. So I suspect the wind will stop us this afternoon. So certainly a chance of flying this morning, folks. And we'll discuss how we're going to operate, because it's rained an awful lot in the last couple of days, so it might make it a little bit challenging. In terms of airspace, nothing local to us really. Fairly quiet. You'd think they would get rid of these things off the map now, but it sort of seems to be a bit of a permanent NOTAM. Operationally, jet movements, first of all, there's supposed to be an A319 departing at 9 o'clock. This morning I haven't seen any sign of fire trucks yet. It was supposed to depart yesterday, so hopefully that will have gone by the time we get the kit out there. And then at sometime 11:15, 11:30, there's a PA-31 arriving, a Navajo, so a light twin. I'll be landing on 27. Operationally, we're going to be on 23. Fairly standard setup, I think, initially. Launch point vehicle here, and I'll put that out fairly shortly. Cables will come down the south side, and we'll just have the gliders here. Circuit directions, I think if you're circuiting to the right, you land in the area here in the center grass triangle, and aero towing is just from the edge of the grass here. If you're circuiting to the left, you can land on 27 hard and then tow back across here. It might pick up during the day and get out of crosswind limits for 27 with the gliders, but we'll deal with that as it goes along. Okay, so fairly standard 2-3 setup in the winter operation. If we need to change it because the wind picks up, gets a bit awkward, then we'll brief out there. Okay, folks, I think head out towards the hangar and we'll start getting some of the kit out.